now. My story with the product line, I've only lost just a little over 500 pounds. And that's taken 15 plus years to do it, but it's getting committed to a product that really works. And she highlighted a couple of things. And what we're going to talk about tonight is your building your story. And we're going to talk about the simplicity of getting your health back. And never had much of a weight problem, athletic kind of guy, got into corporate America, stressed out, left to come do this because I was sick and tired of being gone from my family and the overproduction of cortisol because I was very stressed out with the banker's job. Created a tumor wrapped around my pituitary. In the next 4 years, I went to about 750. Had to go through the treatment. Then they gave me the 6 months to live speech. And I fired everybody and said, you know what, God, you brought me to it. You'll bring me through it, and I'm going to just put the right things in and participate in the right behaviors. It's going to create a healthy body to create a healthy temple. So to build a big business, it's not hard. It's in the power of your personal testimony. She's created a testimony in a couple, 3 or 4 days on products she just started taking. Anything that you keep simple, simplistic, the products that really work, you don't have to go to the extreme. As far as cutting your calories, cutting this, cutting that, you will slowly adapt into a lifestyle. When you take the right product line, you'll slowly adapt into a lifestyle that creates desire, that creates the right behaviors. There's no extremes here. I haven't now. I do work out here all these years later. At 60 years old, I do work out extreme, but I'm a former athlete, and I enjoy. The older I get, the more I enjoy it. But it's about the power of the testimony. So I got 2 great people. I got Carissa Fitzpatrick from over in Newark, New Jersey. Been with me for over 10 years. Carissa, come on. I want you to tell your product story and about how you've been this full-time mommy for all these years at such an early age. And we're going to highlight our product line. It's what's going to create the foundation for you guys to build an extreme big business right now at the right time that we're in the biggest momentum I've ever had in the history of my life. And it's blowing up. And when you get the part of it, it's the power of these kind of testimonies that you use ours first, like she said, as you develop your own. So Carissa, come on and tell them about the last 10 years and how much fun we've had.
There we go. So hello, how are you? So like Rusty said, I'm Carissa. I've been with the business now for 10 years, and I joined just to earn a little extra income. From joining, I was a single mom at that time with a 11-month-old and a 6-year-old. And I was working full-time as a medical assistant in the OBGYN office, working 40 plus hours a week. Basically, the life was taking my kids to school, come back home, pick them up, exhausted, and that was just life. It was just work, 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 and find mom time in between there. Once this business came along, I needed extra. I just really needed that extra money that was going to be able to let me be able to take care of my kids without relying on anyone else. And that's what this business did. When I first got started with it, because I had did network marketing before, but it wasn't to this extent because of the way that things are planned and structured with this company is way different than what I'm used to. And so it was first off, the people were relatable. I'm a tomboy. I'm somebody that's very laid back. I'm just very comfortable with me, with being me. And if I'm supposed to be someone that's not who I am, it makes it it's just uncomfortable. So once I joined this company, I seen that, people were just as normal as me, but you would never knew they were millionaires. And for that to see that was like, that's what I like. I'm not a suit and tie person. I'm not a heel shoe person. You won't catch me in that type stuff. So when to see that this business exists and people are able to just come as they is and be able to help people, and our flagship, our saying is friendship, fun, and freedom. We're all about fun over here, and to be able to be about fun is something that I love because that's something that also attracted me to the company. Well, my first 2 weeks with the business, I was able to make back the income that I invested in getting started with it. I promoted to my first rank with the company. 2 months into the business, I promoted to Ruby, which is the second rank in the company, all while at the same time still working a full-time job, still a single mom of 2 boys, and having parties from my home because at that time I was having like 2 or 3 and 4 and 5 parties a week, having people over because I found the key to what I was loving. I was loving having people around telling them about products. Me, myself, losing 60 pounds in 6 months when I first joined, and being able to show other people what these products are about, which was our skinny wrap at the time. That was like the popular first to market product that was everyone was loving the results. So I was making instant money from that because everyone was coming to me to get it. So I was able to go to my first conference. When I left there, I was able to promote to the third rank in the company, which is Emerald. And from there, it was just smooth sailing where I was able to continue to progress to Diamond, which was at that time having a bonus attached to it for $10,000. I done that what was that, in March, my 13th month in the business. And then the next month, because I kept going with that momentum, I promoted to double diamond. Double diamond averages about 4 to 5 thousand a month. Now to make that type of money, and at this time I'm around 30, no, 28, 29 years old, still a single mom of two, working full time still for someone, but now this income is doubling what it is for me working for someone. Now I'm seeing the bigger picture. I'm seeing now that we can be able to have options. This is something I never see possible. You hear people say, "Oh yeah, this company helped me retire, and I'm retired early." I mean, I see y'all doing that, but to actually experience it was another thing. And to see that I'm somewhere real close to that end of that tunnel was all I needed. And from there, I kept pushing. And that following year, which was April of 2000, no, the following year, which was what month was it? March of 2014. I was able to walk away from my full-time job as a medical assistant at the age of 30, 2 days before my son's birthday. He would have turned 3 then. So this is my youngest son. So my youngest son has never experienced me working. He don't even know what that is. I'm just always here, and he's just spoiled rotten to that point, thinking mommy is always here to do anything. So the following year after that, which was 2015, I promoted to triple diamond. That's an average of 10,000 income a month, and a $25,000 bonus was attached to that. From there, I was just like, this is my first time seeing a check over $10,000 in 1 month. This is like not even real life right now. And to see this as something that I was able to accomplish, little old me from Newark, New Jersey, very, very urban area. If you ain't heard of it, it's definitely something you can Google and find. And to be able to do these things while being at home full time, now I'm in a place where I take care of my youngest son who has autism. That's a recent 2-year diagnosis, being there for everything for him, any type of doctor visits, therapy appointments, everything needed for him, I'm there for it. My dad has dementia. He's had it for like 5 years or so, maybe 7, something like that. His dementia rubbing off on me. I'm thinking too much for the both of us. But to be able to be there full time for him, because I'm his full time caregiver, and then going through everything I've been through my mom's passing, this business has been there through all of that and pushed me through it. If I didn't have the mindset that this business gave me and the people around me to keep me in that positive light, that is the difference. And then on top of that, we have long-term residual income, not just money that you make tomorrow and that's it. We have long-term residual income. And the way that that sets us up, it lets things like this called life happen. And then we're able to take care of life and still have this business available for us. So 38 years old is where I'm at now, 16-year-old and 10-year-old. And I'm just excited still to this day. I literally today just completed another 4-in-1, which has a $150 bonus attached to it that I get next week. And this company, I'm just still in love with it. I still love it. And we have so much available that makes it possible for us to be able to be successful no matter where we are on this comp plan.
What a powerful story at 38 years old. Can you imagine 38 years old and you've been retired for 10 years and you have over $10,000 a month income? And we're not bragging about it. There's work involved, but the system makes it streamlined, and simplicity is how you win. Everybody gets paid. We are the #1 company in the world with a weekly fast starts, and there's no limits to how much you can earn. And on the way to earning mega dollars in fast starts, it creates mega residual income. That what I did 20 years ago in March next month. I've never missed a big check for 20 consecutive years, every month, just like clockwork. So we understand how to strategically put this together, how to get your story up there, because the power of your own personal story, be it physical to start with, it will evolve into a monster money story. It will evolve into a story that takes care of your family. It will evolve into a story that helps you get out of debt. There's nothing better than waking up every morning and the houses you go to sleep in, you own them. There's nothing better than getting in your vehicles and you drive down the road because you own them. And so I got another friend I've been knowing for 15 years, Mr. Ronnie. And Ronnie, I want you to come on and tell your story and what you went through, but not only what the product line has got you, but what the business has done for you and your family.
Yeah, this is for people that's 30 or older. I'm not 30. So anyway, we basically reconnected with Rusty. I just turned 50 about 4 years ago, and I didn't even recognize him when we connected, because he's lost a lot of weight since last time I saw him. And I said, "Man, what have you been doing?" He said, "I've been drinking coffee." I'm like, "That's cool." He said, "You want to try it?" I said, "I don't drink coffee. I don't like hot drinks." And he's like, "Well, you could do it cold." I'm like, "Okay." He said, "Seriously, you ought to try it." And I said, "Well, let me think about it." Now he knew, by looking at me, I've kept my high school figure. So he knew that I probably could use some of the coffee. And so he asked me if I want to try it, and I told him I'll think about it. And he as we were leaving, he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, when you're ready to be an asset to your family and not a liability, call me." And I was like, "Wow, that's pretty strong." So I left, and the next day I had to go out of town. On the way back in, I was listening to the radio, and I think it was Pastor Tony Evans was preaching, and I don't even know what he's preaching about. All I know is I heard him say, I never saw a dead man cash a check." And man, that hit me hard, because I've been chasing money and everything. And financially, we were, I think every bill we had at the time, we were 2 to 3 months behind on everything. I tell people I was, driving Uber and Lyft. Heck, I was driving Miss Daisy. Anything I could make $1, I was doing whatever you could do to add up. We got to the point where after hearing him say that, I was like, okay, I got to do something. I got to start getting healthy, and realize, because my health was just put to the side. I was falling asleep coming home from work, had no idea how I got home, and just my health was not good. So basically it was neglected. So called Rusty. Actually, I called my wife. I said, "Hey, honey, there's going to be some changes." And she's like, "You are bringing my car home," because 2 months earlier to that, we had a car would get repossessed. So she knew we only had one car. She's like, "You are bringing it home, right?" So I said, "Yeah." So I met with Rusty and told him I was going to try the coffee. And so I called my wife. I said, "Hey, we're going to try the coffee." And she's like, "You don't drink coffee. Why are you spending money on something like that when we're having struggle with our bills?" And I was like, "Hey, this thing can help give me energy, curb my appetite, and target my belly fat." And she's like, "Do what?" And I told her again. She's like, "Say that one more time." And I said it again. She goes, "No, target your belly fat." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, I tell you what, if it does that, I'm gonna try it first, because the last kid we had came with luggage and left it, and I'm gonna see if it works." And so she did it. Within the next 6 days, she lost 6 pounds. And she's like, "I don't care what you do, don't let me run out." And I said, "All right, so we're doing it." So I called Rusty. I said, "All right, we're in, we're going to do it. I'm ready to order." And he goes, "Well, would you like to make some money doing it?" I said, "Doing what?" And he said, "Yeah, you could do the business. How would you like to make a couple $100, maybe 400 or 500? I was like, "Absolutely, man. That sounds good. You mean I can get paid losing weight, so I don't have to pay for the product? That's a no-brainer." And I said, "Yeah, let's do it. That's cool." And what he didn't realize was the month prior to I met him, we already got the notice for the foreclosure on the house. So we were losing our house. We was going to have to move out, and all this other stuff was getting ready to happen. And so we were doing whatever we could. Well, the first month or 2 weeks, actually the first week, I called him. I said, "Rusty, there's been a mistake." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "It Works paid me, and we don't get paid till the 15th of the month." And he goes, "No, that's called a fast start bonus." I said, "What is that?" He said, "Well, you got somebody signed them in, and you get paid for doing the work stuff." And that was like $200. I was like, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "How often can I do that?" He said, "As often as you want." And I said, "So I can do it every Friday?" He said, "Yeah, they pay out every Friday." So I did it again the next week, made 300. So the first 2 weeks, I made like $500. And I'm like, "This is pretty cool. I could do this." And so we just started doing it. And fast forward a little bit, we basically, between me and my wife, the first year, we was able to lose over 75 pounds between both of us, and energy like crazy. I mean, our first month, we started having energy and realized, man, we're having fun. So we just made a tagline that people would ask us, what are y'all doing? We're like, hey, we're just enjoying life full time. Come join, don't judge us, come join us, that kind of thing. And we were having fun. And so I tell everybody our first year was like a country song played backwards. We got our house back, we got a car back, we got our life back, we got everything back that we were neglected. That was like, man, this is fun. And so basically, I remember Rusty was asking me, he said, okay, you're losing weight, what's your goal? And I told him, I said, Rusty, all I want to do is lay out at the beach and not have kids roll me back in the water. You know what I mean? I mean, because it was a thing where I was like, I'm ready to lose weight, get healthy, whatever it takes. And basically, that's what started happening. What was crazy was last year, I basically ended up with COVID, and I tested negative. They said I wasn't breathing that good that night, and so went to the doctor, and the doctor asked me, did I drive here? Which I should have known that the doctor asked you if you drove there, there's something getting ready to happen. And he's like, I said, no, my wife drove me. He said, well, your oxygen level is at 60, so she's going to drive you to the hospital. I'm like, whoa, that's not good. And so they drive me to the hospital. We get to the hospital. I tell my wife, I love you. I'll call you whenever you can pick me up. Well, we didn't see each other for 6 days. They put me in the hospital. Within 2 hours, they rolled me in, and I got COVID and pneumonia. And for 6 days, I was in the hospital. After 6 days, they released me, took me home. The next day, they took me off of oxygen, said I'm completely released. I was fine. 2 weeks later, I go to the doctor to get a checkup, and my lungs was completely clear, everything like that. But I remember what the doctor told me in the hospital. He told me, he said, whatever you were doing, keep doing, because that's what saved your life. He said, if you hadn't lost the weight you did, you'd be dead. And I mean, he was just to the point when somebody tells you you're going to die, you kind of start listening to them. And I realized, wow, well, that time, right that moment, I realized what you do today is going to affect you next week, the next year. Unfortunately, we don't have no idea what's coming down the road. And thank God that I took that challenge of Rusty. Prior to that, 2.5 years ago, started doing something to do something with my life. And now I was able to overcome, COVID as fast as I did. And so now we go out just sharing our story. You see, I think we have a story for a reason, not just to tell people what, just say, hey, here's my story, but there's somebody out there that needs to hear it. And so that's what we're doing now, is just going out, sharing our story, encouraging people, because like I said, nobody, I mean, it wasn't that I was scared of dying. I was just tired of hurting. I mean, we would go walking, go do things and do something for a whole day, and it'd take me 2 days just to recuperate. It was like, this ain't fun, And so now that's what we do. I do tell people, when you start this journey, and it is a journey, it's not a weight loss. I mean, it's not having to do with the doing a diet, because here's what's happening. When you get healthy, the weight will come off. You will get energy. I mean, it's amazing how God has designed our body for a reason. We just added a bunch of stuff in it. You know what I mean? And so that's what happens. You get energy. And I tell people, when you get energy, just start walking, start moving, start doing things. And also I tell them, take a before picture. Because believe you me, you will have an after picture, and you don't want to have to go eat just to get another before picture. I'm just telling you, just go ahead and take a before picture and go ahead and do the after picture. But and just realize that, man, we're here for a reason, and it's never too late. I mean, where you're at right now, there's a reason, and God is in control, and we're just having fun doing it. So anything I can do to help you, let me know. And I just thank Rusty and the whole team, because you're exactly right. I mean, the team is helping you, and your testimony, even if you hadn't tried the product, there's other people you can share what's happened to them, and just tell people, hey, I'm on a journey. I'm starting it. Would you like to join me? There's a lot of people that are wanting that. They're looking for that. So don't wait till you get a story. It's like getting saved. You don't go get cleaned up before you take a shower. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to get started, people, so I tell them, just start getting started, and grab arms with everybody, and let's just have fun and just, share our stories. So,
Hey, Ronnie, how much weight have you lost total?
total over 120 pounds now, and I'm working out with Rusty and them. I'm actually working last week. I blew my gold out of the water. I'm actually lifting more than I was in high school, and I'm 54. And before somebody say something smart, don't say you wasn't lifting much in high school. Yeah, I lifted much in high school. I played sports, but it's crazy how when you get the energy, the muscles and stuff, and just start enjoying life. So
There's nothing like feeling good, and it's the power of your own personal testimony that builds a big business. This is not hard. I've heard some other programs how strict and hard. I mean, you can do 75 hard or 90 or whatever I've heard in a strict thing. You can do that for a few days. A lot of people knock out in the first week, and very few make it like the Navy SEAL training. But if I put something that really works, that's easy and simplistic, you will grow into a better discipline. Your behaviors will become different because you feel better, and you have to fall back in love with yourself. That was where, when things changed in my life, I had to go into the bathroom. I didn't like to look in mirrors, and I had to flip the lights on and say, "I love you, big guy. I love you because you've been with your same little girl all these years, 43 years last week with my wife, and my children were small, and I didn't want to die for somebody else to raise my two daughters. They were worth it." That was my why. And now that I have a granddaughter coming here in a few months, that is the next big why. And so, Carissa, if we can put some products up here, I'd like to go over those. We're almost done. I appreciate your time tonight. We work as a team. The only way you win is a team. One is too small of a number to win. We have to win together. And so it takes a well-oiled machine. A team that sticks together. That's how we win. I heard this week that we're in an 80% market. I've never in my lifetime, and all the stuff I've done in banking and all the stuff I've done for the last over 20 years with marketing and direct sales, and we have an 80% market in the weight loss industry. They call it the COVID 50 now. And that means everybody's gained between 30 to 50 pounds, and they're looking for a way to get it off. And I think we have, with our 14 Easy, I think it's one of the most simplistic systems that gets the results right now. We have a smoothie. It comes in chocolate, or it comes in tropical fruit, and that superfood, it's got everything you need in it to make you feel good, to curb your appetite, to give you the energy. It has the right amount of proteins and the right amount of low amount of carbs, but everything you need in it to curb your appetite for hours. And so this 14 Easy, it starts off with this cleanse that you see at the bottom left of your screen. That is 4-ounce bottles in there. You take one in the morning and one in the evening, do that 2 days in a row, and you do it just like the box says. And that starts off and starts to cleanse your digestive tract. It soothes and starts to heal your digestive tract. And once you start to do that, you can effectively start to lose weight. With this program, you also, that smoothie, I drink 2 of those a day personally, because of one, I love the flavor, the taste. It's really not like drinking a protein. It's like a smoothie, and I can put crushed ice in. I make it any way I want it. I'm still getting the health benefit from it. I got that beautiful shaker bottle that I just shake it up in. I got it. I'm normally always on the go. And then this product here at the bottom right, it's called ThermoFight X to the X. The case studies on this program says about 31 pounds of fat in about 90 days. That also has the green phytosome in it, and you take it, it just curbs your appetite. You cannot eat what you used to eat as far as the volume. And right now, I'm not telling you what to eat, you can't eat, don't eat, this, that, and the other. When you get disciplined enough to see, and you see these before and afters, look at what happened just within the first 7 to 14 days with these people. The results are there. And so when you got something that works at this easy, we call it the gold jeans. And once you start to get in the jeans that you can actually zip them up, and you don't have to really strain hard, and you can actually button them, that starts to make you feel good because you're on a system that works. And also, if you look in the direct center, the little bottle right here, it says Gummies. We also have a pack with the gummies right here. It's called Slimming Gummies with the Morcil in it. The Morcil in those gummies, I actually made fun of this product and just didn't understand what I had my hands on. I said, how am I going to eat candy and lose weight? I've worked very hard for the last over 15 years to bring this weight off. But the Morcil attacks and helps to pull the fat out of the cell. It starts to lower the BMI, but also it protects that cell from what? From adding more fat to it. So you've got something here that you can enjoy. You just incorporate into your day, get very consistent. Consistency is the key to winning everything. And those are the great weight loss packages. And then we have a package just with 2 gummies and a ThermoFight X. if the smoothies aren't your thing. I don't see how they can't be your thing, but we got something here, and everything we have, we put it together in a particular manner that gets maximum results. So everything you'll hear us talk about, not only in business, but also in our product line, we work on making sure we put you in a position to maximize your effort, maximize your time, to maximize your results. And so if you look up at the right-hand corner there, you have two different, it's called skinny tea. You have rosé and lemon. I like them both. And I drank a cup of that tea right after my last meal in the evening. It helps to get rid of the bloat. It helps to get rid of any additional fluids, but also it is a skinny tea. It has absolutely no caffeine in it. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. There again, it starts to soothe the digestion. Everything we're going to talk about, and I'm going to go back to the smoothie here about your digestive tract. The smoothie also has 2 billion parts probiotics in it. I don't care what you're doing or what you say, if you're not taking care from the entrance to the exit, the digestive tract with the right probiotics, the right prebiotics, that's where you start to really win long term. That's how I've won over the 15 years by consistently taking off about 2.8 pounds every month for 15 years. I've got about 60 some more pounds to go, and I'll be at the same size I was in the 11th grade. Somebody told me I couldn't do it. That's where Lanisa came in, and we tweaked a couple things, and here we go again. And just because they said I couldn't, that just made me very determined to go get it done. And you know what? If I can do it at 60 years old, it's just because I'm very determined, but I love living life on my terms. I don't wake up by alarm clocks. But one thing Ronnie and Carissa both said, I love to feel good. I like to wake up with energy and vigor. And every day is the best day I've ever had because God allowed me to wake up, and I wake up with purpose every single day. My job is to put myself in the service of other people, and I'll always be blessed in direct proportion quality of efforts expended. And once I do it on that particular level, because you have to do it with unconditional love, you owe me absolutely nothing. You cannot put a price on sharing the love, sharing something that adds value and enriches other people's lives. And so we have some other products, a nutritional standpoint. I take these products every day. It's called Super Greens and Super Reds. Actually, in the morning when I'm leaving to head over to my health club to work out with Ronnie and the guys, is I actually add it to my smoothie, the extra greens, the extra reds. I love the greens because it starts to alkalize my body, which is great nutrition. And once you become alkalized, I can say it's on my medical record. I have not had no medications. I've not even had a cold in 15 years. I did get COVID for a few days. I felt like somebody beat me up and I just couldn't recover from a hard workout. But it never affected us like we've heard it affecting other people. My wife and I, and just by the end of the 5th day, we were out and we were tested negative. And so it's because of what we've done up to this particular point, I believe, that keeps us healthy, alkalized. And also the Super Reds, it has a nitrates in it where it helps to open up your blood vessels to where you get more oxygen-rich, fresh blood to your organs and to your brain and to all the other stuff. And once you start to do that, you become more productive. You start to feel better. The legs quit hurting. The brain fog starts to leave, and you just start to feel better all over. And therefore, you want to get up every single day, and you want to be what? You want to be productive. Anybody can feel bad and lay around the house all day and make excuses as to why not. But when you start to put the right stuff in your body and you got that type of energy, what you do at this particular point, you start to find things to do that what I call it income generating activities, and you start to work on a priority list because you want to get things done. And what you're doing here, when you become physically able, physically fit, and you get into starting headed towards your leanest point, and it's really not really been that hard, you become an asset to your family. You no longer are going to be the liability. You're going to be an asset. We have a great line of skincare. If any of you ladies ever seen Botched on TV, that is Dr. Nassif and Dr. Brew. They are our business partners for our skincare. We're the only direct sales company they want to be with because of our culture. Once you try it, I don't many wrinkles on the 60-year-old face after losing all that weight. Skin's pretty tight. I'm excited about it, but there's a couple things else that Chris and I really like. It's called the hair, skin, and nails. It has the additional biotin in it. It grows the fingernails. It does wonders for your skin, but also make your hair grow really thick and nice. And also we have the collagen. It has the 5 ancient collagens in it, even the sticky collagen for your joints. It has an orange flavor. My wife is so creative. She'll put it in these ice trays in my refrigerator by the swimming pool. She freezes it and she turns it out. And now I've got little collagen ice cubes that I can put in my drink, or I can just put in my mouth as a treat. She does the same thing with my super reds, and we just make it fun. But when your joints stop hurting, you start to see the skin get the glow about it. The nutrition on great hair, skin, and nails comes from the inside out. It's not what you topically put on yourself. I don't care what they tell you, but when you put the right stuff in, your body starts to take it exactly where you need it, and you'll get this glow about you. You'll get this luster. Your hair will start to shine. You'll have the glow in your face. And you ladies that like the long fingernails, you don't have to worry about going and buying that fake stuff and gluing them on. You grow your own, because we have everything you need for that. And if you like coffee, we have keto tea, we have keto coffee for the ones that is looking for the additional good fats in it. And good fats are great for the brain as you get older. We also have the skinny brew coffee, which is one of my favorites, because it has the nootropics in it, which is the adaptogenic herbs. It's great for the thinking, great for the mind. It also has time release caffeine in it. So when it hits you and you slow down with it, but you need to pick it back up, and it lasts me for hours. And then one of my favorite products that I drink every morning about 10 minutes after 4, it's called the organic just celery. If you read the benefits of the salts in celery, they grab a hold of neurotoxins out of your brain, out of all your organs, and it starts to pull it out of you. That is a great product to detox your body. Now, it's nothing harsh. It just works naturally with your body, but you put the right stuff in, you will get the right results out. And for the evening, when I'm looking for a treat, if you look at your lower left-hand screen, it's called cold brew. It's a white chocolate mocha cold brew. You can mix it any way you want it. It has to be cold. And I'm going right after something again, the probiotics that are in it, that's going to start to feed that digestive system. And it is an enjoyable treat in the afternoon is when I use it. And it has a very mild stimulant for caffeine, just very mild in there. Boom, you got it. Now, there's 2 other products that's going to really help Ronnie. It helps us as we work out. One is called Energy. It has all your B vitamins in it. As you take, and it just dissolves on your tongue. It's like a lemon lime taste, but you feel it. You feel it, and it's not like a hype caffeine. No. It is a natural energy because you're putting the right things that your body knows exactly what to do with it. It takes it right to the cell. But when you use this hydrate right here, it has all the electrolytes you need in it. And some people say you got to drink a couple gallons of water a day. I'm around a gallon, but a quart of that water every day is going to have the hydrate in it. I'm going to tell you why. Because it helps open up the cell where you actually hydrate your system. Most people running around lethargic and tired, and you think you're hungry, you're dehydrated. When you use this hydrate, especially as you get older, that right there, if you have any problems with leg cramps or hand cramps, or you're just exhausted, when you hydrate and you use this product here, it's a natural energy because you put the right electrolytes back in your body. And you know what begins to happen there? Boom, you feel great, and it's not a caffeine high. And then our Ultimate Body Applicator is site specific. It has a lotion that's better than it was back in the day. This skinny wrap here, when you take that skinny wrap, you place it anywhere on your body, it will tighten, tone, and firm your skin in as little as 45 minutes where you see visible results. But it keeps working for 3 days after you take it off. There's not a more magic product in the world. If somebody say magic, that's magic. And then we have a complement product. It follows it right up. How many of you ladies and guys like me, you want to eat the lower cellulite off of your lower extremities? We have a defining gel that you can use every day. It has anti-inflammatories in it. It helps soothe the muscle. It helps soothe the joints for me. And when I put the defining gel on, you can see it tightening up the skin, tightening up the cellulite. It pulls all those wrinkles out of the back yonder. And it makes you feel better about what you see back there. And but also I love the feeling that it gives me because the anti-inflammatories, because I work out almost every day because I have a granddaughter coming. And then we have the stuff that nourishes your skin. We have the cleanser, all those particular products. And if you guys like to get a good clean shave and he wants to tighten and firm the skin and hydrate the skin like it should be, we have a cleanser here that I use it to shave with. And then I have a couple other nighttime cream I put on, and a morning cream I put on to stay hydrated in my face. And I use a lip and eye cream. I'm not ashamed to tell Ronnie, you guys, I use it too. If my wife can use it, I can use it too. You know why? Because I want to be pretty in the face and little in the waist and still be sexy for this woman I've been with for 43 years. And you know what? When you make up your mind that you're worth it, there's no cost too big to you to take care of you. Because if you don't, one day somebody will be taking care of you. I've already done that once. And if you have the willingness to create your story, Use mine, Ronnie, and Carissa's story initially as we help you develop yours. That's the teamwork. And when you do that, I have a little 4-in-1 system. This is all I'm going to say about it, because we got people on this Zoom and just breaking company records, and they don't even realize it. They've done it in a very short order. You go out and find 4 loyal customers. People just want to buy the product for the same price that you pay for it. And at that point, you find one person who wants to do this with you. It's 4 and a friend. And once you help your friend do 4 and a friend, you didn't make just $150, you made $500. Do that 3 times in a row, and you made $1,500. They pay those on Friday, but you also made a $2,500 bonus. That's $4,000 any way you look at it. And you're not limited just to 3 4-in-1s. You can do as many as you want to. And if you just had 4 customers and brought in 3 people, friends to do it with you, when you help them get it done in your first 30 days, that's $350, $350, $350, $150. You just made $1,200 next Friday. It's not hard to go out and make a lot of money, but while you're getting paid this big bonus money every week, you know what's going to happen? You'll build in those big residuals that will pay you in 20 years. You know how I know? Because off of what I did next month, 20 years ago, I've never missed a big check and every month for over 20 years. And you know what? It's getting bigger. And you know what? It's my job to pour into you, to be here to support you all these years later, because I kind of know what I got going on over here, is to put you in a position to win if you want to go to work. There again, free has no value. Welfare don't work. And the longer you wait on your future just runs by. If I could help you back your clock up and say, Lord Jesus, let's back it up for me. Nuh-uh. We're all on the clock and it's moving forward. It's what you do right now is to execute the plan in front of you.